Daedalus was no ordinary man. He was known throughout Greece as a master craftsman and inventor, famed for his incredible creations. His workshops was a wonder in itself, filled with tools, blueprints, and half-finished inventions that could astonish even the gods. But our story begins with a twist of fate that led Daedalus and his son Icarus to land far from home, Crete. Daedalus found himself in the court of King Minos of Crete, the most powerful ruler of his time. Minos commissioned Daedalus to build a labyrinth, a vast, complex maze that would house the monstrous Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. With his unparalleled skills, Daedalus constructed a labyrinth so intricate that even he could barely navigate it. Upon completing the labyrinth, Daedalus and his son hoped to return home, but King Minos had other plans. To keep the secret of the labyrinth's design from escaping, he imprisoned Daedalus and Icarus in a high tower, cutting off any hope of escape by land or sea. Daedalus, ever the inventor, refused to accept defeat. He spent days pondering their plight, watching birds soaring freely in the sky. Then inspiration struck. If they could not escape by land or sea, they would escape by air. Daedalus began gathering feathers from the birds that visited their tower. With wax and twine, he meticulously crafted 2 sets of wings, one for himself and one for Icarus. As he worked, he cautioned Icarus about the dangers that they would face. Their wings were very fragile. They must not fly too high, lest the sun melt the wax, nor too low where the sea's dampness would weigh them down. The day of their escape dawned bright and clear. Daedalus secured wings to Icarus and gave him one last warning, which is, "Remember my son, fly between the heavens and the sea. Follow my path and you'll be safe." With that, they leapt from the tower, wings outstretched. The sensation of flight was exhilarating. The wind rushed past them, and the vast blue sea stretched out beneath. Daedalus kept an eye close on Icarus, guiding him with gestures and shouts. But the thrill of freedom and the lure of adventure proved too much for young Icarus. He forgot his father's warnings and began to ascend higher and higher, revealing in the warmth of the sun. Daedalus shouted, waving frantically for him to descend, but his voice was too lost in the wind. As Icarus soared closer to the sun, the heat grew intense. The wax binding his wings began to soften and melt. Feathers started to detach, drifting down like snowflakes. Realization dawned on Icarus and understood that his wings disintegrated. With a final desperate cry, he plunged into the sea. Daedalus could only watch in horror as his son fell from the sky. He descended as quickly as he could, scanning the waves for any sign of Icarus, but the sea had claimed him, and Daedalus was left to his belongings. Daedalus eventually reached the shores of Sicily, carrying him with the weight of his grief and the memory of his lost son. He hung up on his wings as an offering to Apollo, vowing to never fly again. His heart heavy with sorrow, Daedalus lived out his days, his brilliance overshadowed by the tragedy of Icarus. The story of Daedalus and Icarus is a timeless reminder of the perils of overreaching ambition and the delicate balance between rare and recklessness. It teaches us the importance of needing freedom and the tragic consequences that can arise from the advancement of playfulness and so the tale of Daedalus and Icarus. It's a story that continues to resonate for me, reminding us of the boundless human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ancient Greek mythology. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more additional tales. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and click on this video here.